This news program is proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.
Mining companies receive tenements with exploration and mine licenses. Forestry, climate change and biodiversity program launched today. And 2 million Kina accessible bridge for Vanimo Green. Good evening, this is National EMTV News. I'm Grace Papiali. Thank you for joining us. Mining Minister Ano Pala today presented a total of 15 signed ancillary tenements for the new Porgera Mine Limited and also extended and presented exploration and mine licenses to the Frida River, Ramu Nickel and K92 mines. The presentation eventuated at the Mineral Resources Authority office in Port Moresby today.
The minister today presented the 15 signed ancillary tenements for the new Porgera Mine Limited to the concerned parties today at the MRA office. Acting Managing Director of the Mineral Resource Authority, Jerry Gary, spelled out the purpose of the tenements.
But the tenements which he will, 15 tenements that he will sign off, or he has just signed off, are the ancillary tenements that covers the lime, quarrying, the camp, the access road, the tailings, the power pylon route, as well as the erodible dams. So these are the ancillary tenements that cover those areas of operation that he has just signed off. And today, I will have the pleasure of the minister to officially hand over the signed ancillary tenements to the new Porgera Limited, which is essentially the joint venture, the new joint venture vehicle company that will operate the new Porgera mine. And it's a joint venture, obviously, between Kumul Minerals Holdings and Barrick Limited with MRE.
Amongst the parties present were the other important recipients, the Ramu Nickel mining project that seeks for an expansion, along with representatives from the Frida River to receive the expansion to one of their exploration license, along with the K92 mine being granted mine exploration license 31, as alluded to by the acting MD. Minister Ano Pala, when presenting the signed tenements, emphasized on the transparency towards the process involved and congratulated the recipients.
The process being officially completed. So today, I want to congratulate you on these licenses being handed over to you after everything has been completed. As you know that SML 13 was issued by the Governor General because that can only be processed through that office. Every other tenement licenses, they come under me. So Governor General's process was completed on the 13th, and today I completed this process. Congratulations. You can pick it up now.
Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Opposition leader Joseph Lelang has called on the Prime Minister and the Governor for Bank of Papua New Guinea to come out and clarify what the bottom line position was with regards to the Kina. This is following the announcement made by the Prime Minister after returning from China that the Kina would be pegged to the renminbi yuan, the Chinese currency, only 5 weeks after the Bank of Papua New Guinea announced that the Kina was pegged to the US dollar, a single currency, and abandoned the use of a weighted average of a basket of currencies.
The opposition leader, Joseph Lelang, has raised concerns with regard to inconsistency in policy stance in regard to the country's exchange rate. This is following the concerns he raised 5 weeks ago. The governor of the Bank of Papua New Guinea has announced that the kina was pegged to the US dollar, a single currency, and abandoned the use of a weighted average of a basket of currencies that was in place since 1994. Lelang stressed that now the Prime Minister had returned from China recently and announced that the kina would be pegged to the renminbi yuan, the Chinese currency, only 5 weeks after the Bank of PNG's announcement. Mr. Lelang then questioned who the people should believe, the governor of the Bank of Papua New Guinea or the Prime Minister. The opposition leader then highlighted that the people of this nation, the businesses, and the investment community cannot hang in the balance due to government's indecisiveness. Mr. Lelang said the exchange rate strategy was an important tool for microeconomic management that has far-reaching implications and such conflicting signals from the Prime Minister and the governor of the Bank of Papua New Guinea was creating many uncertainties in the country. The opposition leader then called on the Prime Minister and the governor of the Bank of PNG to come out and clarify what the bottom line position was with regard to the kina. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Roads and bridges are the corridor to other government services and economic activities to follow suit. Hence, in an effort to give accessibility to the 40 ward councils of Vanimo Green River LLG, a 2 million kina permanent bridge called Dio was opened yesterday at Amini Village by the local MP, Belden Nama.
After 4.5 hours of driving up the Bewani Road, the delegation finally arrived at Amini Village, situated in the hinterlands of Vanimo Green Electorate. Important dignitaries, including West Sipik Governor Tony Wowo, Vanimo Green MP Belden Nama, and a visiting guest, a member for North Fly District, Maso Hewabi, LLG presidents, and others were welcomed by the villagers. As it could be seen from their faces and words, the village leaders expressed great satisfaction as their struggles in crossing the bridge has been overcome since the known existing bridge was washed away by a flood in 2019. The bridge cost 2 million kina and was constructed under the private-public partnership between Vanimo Green and Vanimo Forest Product.
Bridge. Suppose one engineer come and look him. And by talk, this bridge, big money, I think, mas one 30 or 50 million kina work in slab bridge. The slab bridge, me partner want the Vanimo Forest Products. Me putting 1 million. Vanimo Forest putting 1 million and 2 million kina bridge, but it's the best bridge. One of the best bridges in the country.
The fourth-term MP says since taking office in 2007, he has been delivering the much-needed basic services to the people, which can be seen with good road connections and bridges built.
Who said money come work, electric for you? You must talk to good one time all, sit down one time all. Now by him, he can deliver him service one time. And we'll call him public-private partnership.
35,000 kina each was presented to the two clans for allowing the construction of the bridge on their land. The member further acknowledged everyone who had contributed towards the success of this project and assured that other similar projects will be rolled out soon, like the Magani Bridge and Sipik River Bridge. Amanda Ilaitia, National EMTV News.
The European Union Ambassador to PNG, Jacques Fradin, has officially launched the 220 million kina European Union Forestry, Climate Change and Biodiversity Program in the presence of Prime Minister James Marape in Port Moresby today.
The European Union Forest Climate Change and Biodiversity, or EU FCCB, is a program that supports PNG's ambition to ensure sustainable management of natural resources and transition to a green, carbon-neutral economy. The European Union ambassador to PNG, Jacques Fradin, says the European Union is making a grand contribution of 220 million kina for this program, which support the development model on climate change and environment protection and biodiversity, resistant economic development with 3 objectives.
It's a comprehensive program. An effective implementation of evidence-based FCCB policies, governance and institutional framework that will work at the government level. Second, an increased knowledge and awareness on FCCB issue among PNG population, education, research, knowledge, production and management. So irrigating the population and education among what needs to be done for forest and climate change preservation. And then increase green public and private sector investment for creating economic opportunities and improve livelihood conditions.
Prime Minister James Marape has appealed to the people who will participate in forest conservation.
This is not the first time. Earlier in 2020, I signed off a 320 million kina program by European Union for the 2 civic provinces for cacao. Cacao and vanilla and other rural-based industries to be stepped up. So if we get it right, if we show commitment that we want to preserve our forests and not harvest just in one go, as your government, we will do our utmost best to mobilize support.
EU Ambassador Fradin said European Union is proud to have a partner like PNG for this program. He added, together both parties will succeed in this endeavor to tackle climate change effects and to create sustainable development.
I would say that I have no doubt that this program will be successful due to the strong leadership role that PNG is playing in this domain, and also to the long and strong role that your Prime Minister is playing, defending and preserving what PNG as one of its core values, forest and biodiversity.
Ambassador Fradin acknowledged Prime Minister James Marape, who demonstrates personal commitment for his government to tackle climate change and to protect PNG forests and biodiversity at multiple occasions. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister James Marape has appealed to other participating nations to support PNG as the European Union has stepped up in forest conservation to save our planet. He strongly emphasized on poverty in PNG as a result of forest erosion during the launching of the European Union Forest Climate Change and Biodiversity Program.
To all our other partner nations, Papua New Guinea is fortunate to relate to a few of the world's biggest economies. The number 1 economy, the number 3 economy, the number 2 economy, the number 4 economy, the number 5 economy, the number 6 economy, and of course closer to home, top 20 economies like Indonesia, like Australia, like South Korea. These are all bilateral relationships that we've had since 1975. You don't have to look far, we are here. Poverty will cause forest erosion. As is in poverty alleviation programs in my country, we will help preserve this asset that is a global asset we have in our country.
EMTV News continues after the break with more stories. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. 3 provinces in Papua New Guinea, namely East and West Sepik provinces, the Managalas Conservation Area in Oro Province, and the National Capital District have taken part in the European Union Forest Climate Change and Biodiversity Program in the country.
To follow the lead of my good friend.
At the launching of the European Union Forest Climate Change and Biodiversity at Lamana Hotel in Port Moresby today, Governor for Oro Province Gary Jufa has acknowledged his people from the Managalas Conservation Area in Oro for their initiative to protect their forest. He said they are not educated in the Western sense of the word, but they knew that their life was intricately connected to nature and they made an effort to protect their part of the world.
Started on this journey to have their forested area declared a conservation area and then offer it to Papua New Guinea and the rest of the world as an asset. The provincial government came in to assist our people, and we looked for development partners, and we were fortunate to find organizations such as C4 Aircraft and the European Union who have come on board with us. But we would not have been able to do this without the support of the national government, and I want to acknowledge the Prime Minister's office especially, who funded this effort from the very beginning in 2019 to get this up and running to where it is now, and we are very much grateful.
Prime Minister James Marape said forests are a greater global asset in our country than our energy and mineral resources. He has appealed to other provinces to take part in conserving our forests at the province level.
Other areas, landowners in other areas where forestry has not come upon you yet, I just want to inform you, you own a special resource for your tribe, for your people, your children, for your country and for your planet. Just like what Managalas has shown to us, we could embark on this with forestry, with the SIPA people, but get your forest area registered through your provincial governments. They know who you are. Get it all registered like we were doing in Managalas, and we'll try to have a national program that also covers those who want to participate in forest conservation. We've now seen that European Union partners, they're willing to mobilize support like this.
The beneficiaries of the European Union Forest Climate Change and Biodiversity Program are the PNG forest communities, national government, provincial government, research institutions and students, small and medium-sized enterprises, and civil society organizations. Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
Locals living between the borders of Southern and Western Highlands provinces say there isn't a tangible economic activity in the area for locals to engage in.
Meeting for traditional purposes to other community issues such as bride price ceremonies, compensation and law and order issues is what communities living in the borders of Western and Southern Highlands provinces say it's something communities here say they are doing almost every day. Some say the only economic activity they see is by individuals selling their garden produce to make ends meet, only to either buy flour or rice for their families. They say economic activities are lacking and is hard to come by, especially when there is limited support from the government. With only a few trade stores in the area and few guest houses, locals are demanding that their members come to their aid and introduce some form of economic activities that locals can depend on to make ends meet. Locals are suggesting if their local members can help create spin-off businesses and other economic activities through the SME space, such as trade store assistance, fish farming, let alone building a proper market for the locals. Locals between the two borders have classified themselves as the back page that's waiting to be explored and also make use when it comes to business ventures. Godwin Eki, National EMTV News.
Networking with the climate change spatial scale is crucial to connect the community of development partners, professionals, practitioners, and learners addressing climate change. To highlight this, the Climate Change and Development Authority, or CCDA, and the Pacific Adaptation to Climate Change and Building Resilience held a networking workshop to bring together relevant stakeholders to promote the sharing of information, resources, knowledge, and collaboration on the issue.
The networking workshop will also allow for CCDA's Adoption and Projects Division to update its Adoption Technical Working Group key stakeholders list so as to improve and revive the important networking platform in order to implement the different phases of the National Adoption Plan and also provide an improved avenue going forward for regular networking between the different stakeholders. The workshop began on Thursday and ended on Friday last week, brought representatives from chain stakeholders from the government, provincial administrations, development partners, non-government organizations, and community-based organizations. The country practitioners and implementing partners shared views, experience, and provide adoptions on how to better coordinate with the Climate Change and Development Authority in the climate change space. This platform is also provided to the participants to connect and build relationships. Tamara Agavi, National EMTV News.
Now we take a look at the NASFund market report. The Kina closed unchanged at 0.2695 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, Kina was buying 0.2620 US dollars, 0.4088 Australian dollars, 0.2394 euro, 38.74 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copra closed higher, palm oil closed lower, crude oil is trading lower, copper closed higher. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Team PNG Chef de Mission Faye Zina Lalo yesterday highlighted that Team PNG will begin travels for the Pacific Games on the 13th of November. She said the traveling schedule is set in assistance to host the country the host country of the Pacific Games.
Lalo emphasized that PNG will be participating in 21 different sporting codes for the Pacific Games this year, noting that teams will be traveling according to the weeks of their participation. The teams whose sports will take place in the first week will travel on the 13th and the 15th of November respectively, while the participating athletes for the second week will arrive in Honiara by the 26th of November. Lalo explained that of the exception for traveling will be the leading team.
But our lead team, the part of the games management team, 7 of our people will leave on the 9th. On the 9th to Honiara just to prepare the games village and accreditations in preparation for receiving the team on the 13th.
She went on to add that this arrangement is in assistance to the catering of athletes for the host country.
You see, Honiara is quite a small place, and the Games Organizing Committee also appealed to all the participating countries to only send the teams that are participating in the first week. And there's a requirement on us to then send our team out to make space for the next contingent of athletes and officials that will come in the second week.
Meanwhile, Team PNG had recently held its team bonding session at the Elamari International School in Port Moresby. Lalo elaborated on the importance of this.
The purpose of the bonding is to mingle, but also for their athletes and their coaches, assistant coaches, trainers, to also find out what sort of support services that their games management team under my leadership as CDM will be providing to the athletes in Honiara.
She said the rules and guidelines of what was expected of the athletes going abroad to represent the country was also elaborated on during the bonding session. The event saw addresses from the PNG Olympic Committee President, Sir John Dawanikura, and Solomon Islands High Commissioner to PNG, His Excellency William Soaki. Natasha Avoid, Chukai Sports.
The 2023 Active City Port Moresby Pinktober Run, a charity run held on Saturday, October 28th of this year at Sir Hubert Murray Stadium, achieved a remarkable milestone by raising over 140,000 kina for the Port Moresby General Cancer Ward.
Organized by the NCDC Active City Development Program, or ACDP, in collaboration with the French Embassy and the Friend of POMGen and other partners, this event was dedicated to raising awareness about breast cancer and supporting cancer treatment. Including the NCD Governor Powes Pakop, hundreds of men, women and children of all ages came together to run for the cause. In its second year, the Pinktober Run shattered records with over 1,000 participants, doubling the number from the previous year and significantly increasing funds directed to the Port Moresby General Hospital's cancer ward. A total of 140,000 kina was raised from this event. The fund will go towards providing vital support for 100 patients over the course of 1 year, exemplifying the commitment of the NCDC and the ACDP to prioritize preventive healthcare and improve the well-being of Port Moresby residents. Among others, the main sponsors include silver sponsor NU Guinea supporting with 50,000 kina, and bronze sponsors Constantino Group of Companies and Number One Trophy Limited, both supporting with 25,000 kina each. Natasha Avoid, Chukai Sports.
Chukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours in the southern region: Port Moresby City, cloudy with few rain showers and drizzles. Daru, partly cloudy with rain drizzles tonight. Kerema, rain drizzles tonight, then cloudy. Alatau, rain showers and thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. Popondetta, rain showers and drizzles and possible thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. In the Bomase region, Lay City, rain showers and drizzles tonight and cloudy. Madang, partly cloudy with chances of few rain showers and drizzles. Biwak and Vanimo, partly cloudy with few rain showers. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with morning rain showers and drizzles and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, rain showers tonight and cloudy. Kokopo and Rabaul, rain showers and thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. Kimbe, partly cloudy with possible morning shower or two. Buka, rain showers and thunderstorms tonight, then cloudy. In the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, partly cloudy with few rain showers tonight, then morning fog. Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few rain showers or drizzles, then morning fog.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 31st of October 2023. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Paradise Foods, celebrating 90 years in PNG.